Hello down here, welcome back to Finest Freddy's the Twisted Ones. We're getting on again. Oh boy. Okay. Craig jangled his keys nervously as they approached the house. He looked like an altered man. No longer the assumed priestship in control of every situation. He unlocked the door, but John hung back. He wanted Craig to go in first. Craig led them into the living room, and Jackson made a noiseless start. Craig gave her a super soul. Sorry for the mess, he said. John glanced around. The room was mostly the same as he remembered. 4 couches and chairs all found around a fireplace. But both couches were piled with open files and stacks of newspapers, and what looked like dusty laundry. 6 coffee mugs sat crowded together on a table. John sank as he noticed 2 bottles of whiskey lying on their sides beneath an armchair, and the hot heft, Hearth, and the heft. That was a weird word to say. He cast his eyes around quickly, spotting 2 more. One had rolled under a couch. The other was still half full, sitting beside a distinct yellow tin. John looked at Jessica, who bit her lip. What happened here? She asked. Betty laughed. Grace said shortly. Oh, sorry, John offered. Can you wave your hand? Say, offered Ted to call it. He cleared himself. She was right, I guess. Or at least she did what was right for her. She forced her ass. Just at the master around there. We all do what we have to do. She sat down in green armchair. The only seat completely free of people who couldn't breathe. Shook his head. Can I move these? John asked, pointing to the pages that filled the couch officer's square. Craig didn't start, so John stacked them up and put them to one side, careful to not let anything fall. He sat, and after a moment stood the gesture, though she eyed the couch as if she thought it might be a carrying blade. Craig, John started. The old man started talking again, as if he never stopped. After all you were safe, I went back for them. Betty and I had decided it might be a good precaution to get out of town for a while. So she took him to stay with her sister for a few weeks. To be honest, I don't remember if she suggested or it was me who put the idea in mind. But soon as I saw them pull out on the driveway outside, I got to work. Betty's was locked up, and they took away Officer Dunn's body. Complete the search. Oh yeah, Officer Dunn did die in the last book. And I made a pun of that! I am very inconsiderate. I completed this on my careful guidance, of course. They took some samples, but nothing else had been removed from the premises. Not yet. They were waiting on me to give the go-ahead. The pig wasn't even on the guard at all. There was nothing dangerous sideways, so I waited for things to calm down. Then I drove to St. John and went to U-Haul. It was raining when I picked up the truck, and the time I got to Freddy's, there was a full-on thunderstorm. Even though the forecast had been clear, I had no keys this time. All the rocks are police issue now, so I just walked right into the place. I knew where I would find them. Oh, at least I knew where I left them and prayed they were still there. They were all piled together in that room with that little stage. "Mine is cold," Jackson said, a voice barely a whisper. I half expected them to be gone, but they were sitting and tasting. Like they'd been waiting for me. They were immersed, you know, hundreds of pounds of metal and whatever else there. So I had to drag them one by one. I load them all up eventually. I figured I would bring them down the store cell. But when I got back home, the lights were on and Betty's car was in the drive. She came back from the trip early, you see. "What did you do?" Jackson asked. On John, him chilling in the park. John shook his head. Said, "Miley and you. She was enjoying the story." "Tell me more." I waited across the street, off the lights, out my own house. When the last light went out, I pulled into the drive, then dragging those things again, lowering them down into the cellar one by one. I drove the truck back to St. Joe. I came back home, all without anyone seeing me. It would have never worked if I hadn't covered thunder light and no matter what I was doing. When I came here, I was soaking wet and my whole body ached. All I wanted to go upstairs to bed next to my wife. He cleared the floor. But I didn't dare. I took a bite and I checked it for the baseball, just in case something tried to come out. "Did it?" Jack asked. Clay shook his head slowly back and forth, like it taking on extra weight. In the morning, they were exactly the way I left them. Every night after that, when Betty was asleep, I watched them. Sometimes I even talked to them, trying to provoke them somehow. I wanted to make sure they weren't going to kill us in our sleep. I went back over the case file, trying to figure out how we missed after, how we managed to come back without anyone suspecting. Becky could tell something was wrong. A few weeks later, she woke up and came looking for me. She found me and then wouldn't close her eyes. I don't exactly remember exactly how the conversation went, but next morning she was gone again. But this time she didn't come back. John shifted on the couch resting. "They haven't moved since then? They're just sitting there, like broken dolls. Don't even want to think about them anymore." "Clay, Charlie's in danger," John said, standing. "We have to go see them." I wonder how long that story was. Clay nodded. "Well, then let's go see them." He stood and gestured towards the kitchen. The last time John stood in Brooke's kitchen was the morning after they all sleep Freddy's. Clay had been making pancakes and kidding around. Betty, Thornton's mother, was sitting next to her son as she were afraid to leave his side. They were all giddy with relief that the ordeal was over, but John could tell that each of them, in their own peculiar ways, was struggling with other notions too. Someone might stop talking mid-sentence, forgetting the rest, or stare for several moments at the empty air in front of them. They were all just barely recovering, but the kitchen had been bright. Lights dark off the counters, and the smells of coffee and pancakes were reassuring, a connection to reality. Now John was struck hard by the contrast. There was a rank smell, and he could see immediately what it was. The counters and tables, the table was strewn with dirty dishes, all crusted with leftover meals. Most of had scarcely been eaten. There were two more empty bottles in the kitchen sink. Clay opened the door to look like the closet, but turned out to be the spacious desk. He flicked a light switch, illuminating a dim bowl right above the stairs, and motioned them in. Dexter started forward, but John put a hand lightly on her arm, stopping it. Clay went in first, leading them to the set, and John followed, guiding Dexter behind him. The stairs were narrow and a little too steep. Each time John stepped down, he felt a lurch. His body unprepared for the distance. 2 steps down, the air changed. It was damp and moldy. Watch out for that one. Tucker, watch out for that one. I'm gonna sneeze sometime soon. They said. that wasn't Clay. It was just me saying I'm gonna sneeze probably because I feel like one's coming on. John looked down to see that one of the balls was missing. He stepped over it carefully and turned, offering Dexter a hand as he made the awkward choice. One of the many things that's on my to-do list, Clay said offhandedly. The base itself was unfinished. The floor and walls were nothing but the unpeached inner surface of the foundation. Craig gestured to a dark corner where the boiler lurked heavily. Dexter gasped. They were all there, lined up in a row against the wall. At the end of the line, Barney stood against the boiler. The Jenga was stained and matted. His long ears drooped forward, almost obscuring his wide, square face. He still held a black white bass guitar in one of his enormous hands. There was battered and broken. Hard bright red bow tie torn off, giving his face a lopsided look. Beside him, Freddy Fazbear. His top hat and matching bow tie were undamaged. The material only a little scuffed, and though his brown hair was bedraggled, he still smiled for Aston's audience. His blue eyes were wide and his eyebrows raised, like something exciting was about to happen. Huh? BAM! There's how funny was the end. sorry, I do that sometimes. I do that. Can I have fun with my own books? His microphone was missing, and he held his arms out stiffly before him, grasping at nothing. Chicky leaned against Freddy, her head to the side, the weight of her yellow body. It was thickly covered with feathers, not feathers, seemed to rest entirely on there. Her long orange legs were splayed out in front of her, and for the first time John looked down at her face, inches long and sharp and knife. The birds, they always ought to have been tall. You don't know where but it was for you to try, along with a damp and mildew of the basement. John squinted. Something else was missing. The cupcake. I'm a cupcake. References. If you guess who that's a reference to, you ate a cookie. Oh, Bixit! Talking about that, I want some Bixit now. I need some Bixit. I want biscuits. That's all. Sorry. I just want my biscuits. Well, I haven't done that in a while. Gay, Jackson said, echoing his thoughts. Then he spotted her. There on the floor, he said. It was sitting behind Chica, all huddled, its evil grin maniacal and pathetic. Just a little apart from the three was the yellow Freddy, the one who had saved their lives. His name is Golden Freddy, thank you very much. He looked like Freddy Fazbear, and yet he did not. There was something different about him, besides the color. But if someone had asked John what it was, he knew he wouldn't be able to name it. Jackson and John looked at it for a long moment. John settled down to sense of quiet awe as he studied the yellow bear. I never got to thank you, he wanted to say, but he found he was too scared to approach it. Where's Jackson's daughter? Dan Carson. She pointed to the corner where Foxy was propped against the wall, close in shadows, but still visible. John knew what he would see. A robotic skeleton covered in dark red hair, but only from the knee up. It just didn't have to, even where the restaurant was open. Foxy had his own stage of Pirate's Cove. As John peered at it now, he thought he could see more pieces where the fur was ripped, and the metal thing showed through. Foxy's eye patch was still fixed in his face above his eye, while one hand drooped aside. The arm was with the large sharpened hole was raised above his head, poised with sass. This is how you left them? John said. Yeah, exactly how I left them, Gray answered. But he was stitched on his own wrist. Why would I leave Foxy with his foot up? I mean, seriously, this thing today, dude, it could cut my back. Not just Foxy anymore. The end. Sorry. We try not to do that, but it's hard on me. I still feel like I'm going to sneeze. Texture both body, Corsi and cursed down to make her eyes double. Oh, it's rapid. Are you in there? See what's this? There was no response. Jackson reached out slowly to touch his face. John was tensely, but as John patted the rabbit, not your dust bedded to pieces. Finally, she shifted and took a step back, and then looked at each other. There's nothing, he interrupted. A noise caught his attention. What is it? John bowed his head, going closer to the sun. Though he could, then he couldn't tell exactly where it was coming from. It was like a voice on the wind. Words set away before he could catch them. So is anyone here? He murmured. A fairly fast but as he tried to focus his attention, sound situated himself. He turned to the yell. Said, "You're here, aren't you?" He asked the bear. He went to the armored trolley and crouched in front of it. But he didn't try to touch it. John looked into his shining eyes, searching for any spark of light that he might have seen that night, when the golden bear entered the room, and they all knew as they through that Michael, their childhood friend, was inside. John knew precisely which had come. There was nothing behind the practice eye, nothing different, tricksy, but just poor necessity. Closed his eyes, trying to go back. Maybe by recalling in the essence of Michael, could conjure him again, but couldn't catch it, couldn't sense the presence of his son as he had that night. John opened his eyes and looked at the amateurs one by one. Remember them live and marvel. Once the children were stoned by weary after they have watched them back from the inside. Were they still inside now, dormant? It was horrible to think of them mouldering down here, staring into the dark. Something flickered in the yellow bird's eye, almost impenetrable, and Charles drew in a sharp breath. He glanced behind, checking for a light that might have glanced off the hard-packed surface, but there was no obvious source. Come back, he pleaded sorry. He was hoping to see the spark again. John, Jackson brought it back to her. John, I'm not sure this was a good idea. He turned towards the voice, stood still again, his legs trembling. How long had he been there? Staring into Brian's eyes and mask. I think there's still someone in there. Maybe so, but this doesn't feel right. She looked down at son John Schultz's sister again. Their heads had moved. They had tilted up unnaturally, facing John and Jessica. Jessica screamed, "Yeah!" And John turns himself, shouts something, and tells her, even back as he's been stung, they were all directly at him. John took 3 experimental steps to the left, and they appeared to trust him. Their eyes stayed fixed on him, and him alone. Clay had gathered a shovel, like a baseball bat, red shut. I think it's time to go, he stepped forward. Stop! It's okay, John exclaimed. There's no double attending. We're here because we need their help. John opened the door on the creature. Clay rolled his shovel, though he kept it in his hand. John looked at Jesse, who nodded laughing. John turned back to the master. We're here because we need his help, he said again. Back to him. Back to me. Remember? He asked all. There, as if Paul didn't move process. as they were before. Please listen. Charlie, you know, you must have been thinking about creatures like you, but not like you. That was a gesture, but she wasn't what you actually trusting this to hear. There were unchanged suits buried on the Charlie's house. I don't know why his name is Jessica. We don't know why they were there. He took a deep breath. We don't think they were built by Henry. We think they were built by William Afton. As soon as John said the name, the robots all began to shudder, convulsively where they sat. Just after Miss John started by calling too powerful for the sisters to solve. John! Jessica thought to Silver. How to get out of here? The masters were seizing wildly, their arms and legs jerking, their heads banged against the back wall with painful cracks. The torn between the impulse to run to them, to try to help, and the urge to run away. Go now! Clay shouted all noise. John backwards. They made their way back up the stairs. Clay followed behind. They were convulsing on the ground until they were outside. We need your help to find Charlie! He shouted one last time. And Craig jammed the basement door as new deadbolt saw. Come on, Craig said. They followed him. By gear banging up. Slightly muffled by the floor beneath. Back through the living room to a small study standing off on it, where he stood the door and bolted it. They're coming up, John said, pacing and watching the ground beneath his feet. Metal against metal. Something crashed like it's driving against the wall. Go vibrated through the hall. Block the door! Clay ordered. The X in the corner. John grabbed the other as Jeff the creators passed for them, yanking 2 chairs and a lamp over the way. They dropped in front of the door, and beneath them, somebody screamed across the concrete like it's being dragged. Heavy stuff that shook the foundation of the house. The high-pitched whine of malfunctioning charges filled the air, almost too high to hear. Jackson was there. Are they coming for us? No, I don't think so, John said. Looked too Craig for reassurance, but Craig's eyes were on the door. The whine intensified. Jackson clapped her hands over her ears. The footsteps grew louder. There was a noise like a cracking wood. At the door, Craig whispered. There was a loud thud and then another. John, Jessica, and Craig shrank down beneath the desk, as they would be better higher steps. The thud resounded. Then the sound of splintering rock. The air-seeking footprints came to closer. John tried to count them, to see if the creatures were all together, but there was too much overlap. They layered over one over another. His teeth and sinking through his chest. It felt like the sound alone might break him to pieces. Then quickly, the footsteps faded and were gone. For a long moment, no one moved. John gasped to breathe. Only now that he'd been holding his breath. Looked at the others. His eyes were closed, and she gripped her hands together so tightly that her fingertips had gone white. John reached out and touched his shoulder, and she jumped, her eyes wide open. Kay was always standing, tugging at the desk. Come on, John, he said. Help me. His finger out the way. Right, he said unnecessarily. Together they shuddered to the door. The front door stood right up and John was outdoor. The grass outside had been torn up when the mascot shuffled through it. Tracks were obvious and easy to follow. They would streak into the woods. John broke into the woods, chasing after them. Clay just sat after his heels. When he reached the colourless trees, they strolled. In the distance, John saw a bird move for others, and he motioned the others to fall back. They will follow, but they didn't dare to be seen by whatever was waving their legs. Oh my god, I love this book. Chapter 12. I love this book, I love this book, and I love this book. Trust me, the next couple of chapters are going to be long, boy. So, we're going to stop it here for now. That's fine. It's nice. So, see you guys.